the MMA India Show.
Alright, so what's up, everybody? The Ultimate Fighter 28 season finale is coming up next weekend. So we have Antonina Shevchenko, the newest addition to the UFC flyweight division. How are you doing, Antonina?
Thank you very much. Hello. Doing great. Yes, training's going good. Everything good. So 1 week to go to my fight. Feeling excited.
Right, so this is, I think, the first instance where both the Shevchenko sisters are fighting in such close proximity. You're fighting next weekend. Valentina would be fighting the week after. So you both trained together. How has this training camp been for you? Has it been any different from the previous times?
It's a little bit different, yes, because we are fighting like proximate fights, but in different locations. I fight in Las Vegas. Valentina fight in Toronto, in Canada. So, of course, as usual, we train together. The same, we are inviting other guys to train with us, like sparring partners. But of course, we train together with Valentina also, and we had our training camp starting in Texas. Then we had some preparation here in Las Vegas in UFCPI. Then we trained in Maine. We've been there 3 weeks. And now we are back in Las Vegas because it's only 1 week to go to my fight.
Right, and it's kind of interesting because originally you were supposed to fight Ashley Evans-Smith on November 30th, but then you were given a new opponent. So what was your initial reaction? When did you know? Because people knew about it on November 8th. Did you get to know about it beforehand? What was your reaction to it?
Yeah, so was beginning of November when UFC, they told us that Ashley Evans-Smith is injured. And you can do anything really. You just are waiting and your opponent they give you. So they gave me fighter from South Korea, Yeon Kim, and it didn't change really much in my preparation, but new opponent, some kind of adjustment were made, I think, but not total difference.
Right, so I was going to ask you about Yeon Kim in a bit. Not a lot of fighters, at least in the debut fights in the UFC, because although you fought in the Contender Series, this is the first time you'll be fighting on a UFC card. Not a lot of debutants go for a short notice fight. Did that kind of affect anything for you, or did you just wanted to just take the fight anyways?
Yeah, of course. I had the fight scheduled, so I definitely wanted to fight, and I want to fight. And the situation has happened, and it happens when your opponent is getting injury, so you cannot do anything. You just receive the situation. In my situation, it was just to wait as the new opponent will come. So because now girls from 125, not every time they're available to fight, and not everyone could accept the fight in short notice to fight with me. But right now my opponent, she accepted the fight. I know she had already in UFC 3 fights, but she was only one who accepted the fight.
Right, because I saw the South Korean Yeon Kim compete in Singapore earlier this year, and everybody has seen that she's a scrappy fighter, has a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I wanted to ask you about this notion, because even in your last fight with Jimmy Rivera, she kept going for the takedowns. Does it kind of seem odd to you, because you are known for your Muay Thai, for your K1 pedigree? Do you think people take your ground game a little lightly in fights?
I don't know. I don't pay attention and everything and things like this, because it's MMA fight. Of course, I'm good in Muay Thai, in my background in Muay Thai, and several times world Muay Thai champion. But here it's different rules. MMA, you have to be prepared everywhere. And if your opponent is striker and we will fight mostly in striking game, it's okay. But if not, what would you do? So for me, it's just be prepared everywhere. Yeah, I know that my opponent, she had some submissions in her career, submission wins. So you have to be prepared everywhere, to be prepared to the ground game, wrestling game, striking, everywhere. Even because opponents, they got injured and they are changed every time. And so you have to be prepared everywhere to know your game, to expect from your opponent everything within the rules of MMA, but it's a lot.
Right, and I know you had a long MMA journey. People might not be aware of your first fight happening some time ago, quite some time ago. I just wanted to ask you about your journey since getting signed to the UFC. How have the past 2 months been for you?
It was great, yes. After Contender Series, so I got the UFC contract, and I had some vacations. I traveled to my home country, to Kyrgyzstan, to visit my family, my friends. I had great time there because it was summer, August, and in Kyrgyzstan there is a very, very beautiful lake, Isyk. It's like vacation, nature, very beautiful, and it's smells and places and people from your childhood, from your home country. So everything was great. I visited um, all my family, my 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 parents, everybody, and it was great. Then I just came back for Valentina's fight in Dallas. That she had to fight in Dallas, 8th of September.
Right.
And since then, I already had the both agreement for this fight signed, and we started to prepare for it.
Right, and when you got signed to the UFC, people started wondering if the Shevchenko sisters will fight in the same division. Was there any point in time where you thought maybe you would fight in the bantamweight division, or did you always know that you're going to fight in the flyweight division?
So before accept to fight in Contender Series, yes, we started to think with my coach Paul Fedotov about my weight division, because I fought in Muay Thai 135, but in UFC fighters, they cut weight too much, and it's a little bit different because they fight like 2 times a year. They can like be big, work out in big weight and then cut. So this is different, and I never cut for 135 really too much weight. So my weight was about 140 every time. And of course, we started to think about 125, and Valentina was in 125. But I think with my coach, we choose 125, something like separately for me, like a fighter. Me, Antonina Shevchenko, like a fighter. What would be great for me to fight in what division? And it will be, and it is 125. So yes, of course, Valentina is in the same division. And but now the situation is okay. She's fighting for a championship title, and I'm having my debut.
Right, absolutely. Saying that, you are just 1 week away from your debut fight in the UFC against Kim, but you had about 3 weeks of preparation time for your new opponent.
Yes, it's about maybe for 3 weeks. Yeah.
For 3 weeks. So, was there any point in time? I mean, did you get to see? How do you prepare for an opponent? Do you see the tapes? Do you study them, or do you just focus on your own work? How did those 3 weeks go for you?
It's all together. First, of course, you have to be prepared, me, myself, to sharp my strengths, to develop my technique in what I need to develop. Because I really understand that people probably will not want to fight with me in striking game, yes, because, for example, if I had like opponent Ashley Evans Smith, who knows? I thought that she would wrestle with me, yeah.
Right.
But with new opponent, of course, you just have to be prepared for everything. You never know. It's like one fighter is striker, and then just if something doesn't work for him in first round, the second round, like he or she is MMA fighter. She has, or he or they have not only striking game in their arsenal and their technique. They have like a variety of technique to choose. So in second round, maybe she will come back and like a wrestler, you know. In third round, something doesn't work for her, she will come back like a striker. You never know. And my new opponent, Yeon Kim, she's like, I think a pretty well-rounded fighter, good boxing technique, very aggressive. She's so done in Hapkido, and so I think I can expect from her like different things, and I have to be ready for it.
Right, now saying that you're just 1 week away, as I said, from your first fight in the UFC, how excited are you to step inside the octagon?
Yes, very excited, very excited. This week was, I think tomorrow, Saturday, we will have last hard trainings, and it was a little bit tough, but I feel strong. I feel my weight is okay. So everything ready. We worked on this training camp more than 2 months, and all my muscles are ready, all my body are ready, all my mind is ready, and just to come to the fight in sharp condition, to keep my mind cool, and to wait next Friday.
Right, and you recently had your birthday. So how big of a gift would it be for you to win your debut fight and see your sister being crowned the champion the week after, the next week?
Yes, of course it will be very big to get the victory on this, because we didn't celebrate, of course, because it was a week of hard training. We had the same training, birthday training, hard birthday training. So I didn't get my big cake as I usually have because of my weight cut. But I don't care. It doesn't matter for me. I don't care for this thing, because if you want to be happy, I can be happy, and I can celebrate my birthday after.
Right, and one last question for you, because I still remember Valentina's fight with Holly Holm, where Valentina dominated Holly in the clinches. So when you spar, I just want to kind of get your thoughts, because you're a Muay Thai world champion, former Muay Thai world champion. How strong is Valentina in those clinches?
She's very strong in the clinch, yes. She's very strong for 135, and of course, she's more strong for 125 girls.
All right, wonderful. So all the very best for next week, Antonina. We'll catch up with you again. Hopefully, you'll get your first win in the UFC, and we look forward to your upcoming fight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
very
so much.
Excited. Thank you.
Thank you for the
Bye.
time, Antonina. Take care. Bye.